Welcome to Combi Plaza Special Education Week. I'm Teacher Shelli. Normally you would see me in Panda class with Teacher Joanne and Teacher Tui, but today we're on a mission because we're going to be talking about food, dietary and your 5 senses. So you're going to see 4 videos today. I'm going to read you a little book about the senses and how you use them. You're going to see all about the kind of food you eat at Combi and why you eat it, more importantly. We're going to look at how your senses work with food. And lastly, I'm going to make a craft using food. Yes, you heard right, using food. It sounds crazy, but I promise you it's going to be fun. So firstly, let's start off with the book. I've got it here. It's called My 5 Senses. And shall we read it together? All right. So let's read and find out about my 5 senses. So there's a little boy here and he says, I can see, I see with my eyes. Can you see the little boy with your eyes? Great. That means you're using one of your senses. The boy said, I can hear. I hear with my ears. Can you hear Teacher Shelli telling you the story? Good. I can smell, said the little boy. I smell with my nose. I can taste. I taste with my tongue. Yes, he does. Look at this. What is he tasting? It's 2 scoops of ice cream. I wonder what it tastes like. What does this taste like? Could it be raspberry, strawberry, or even cherry? This one could be chocolate or butterscotch. I don't know, but it looks yummy. I can touch, said the little boy. I touch with my fingers. And he's touching a beautiful, fluffy white rabbit. Maybe you touch your animals at home, cats or dogs, or even if you hug your little brothers and sisters, you're still touching with your fingers. I do all this with my senses. I have 5 senses, said the little boy. And when I see the sun, or a frog, or my baby sister, I use my sense of sight. I am seeing. When I hear a drum, or a fire engine, nee-naw, nee-naw, or a bird, I use my sense of hearing. I am hearing. When I smell soap, or a pine tree, or cookies just out of the oven, I use my sense of smell, said the boy. I am smelling. And when I drink my milk and eat my food, I use my sense of taste. I am tasting, said the boy. When I touch a kitten or a balloon or splash in the water, I use my sense of touch. I am touching. Teacher Shelli is touching the book. And sometimes, said the boy, I use all my senses at once. And sometimes I use only one. I often play a game with myself. I guess how many senses I am using at that time. When I look at the moon and the stars, I use one sense. What sense is he using? Can you tell? He is seeing. The little boy says, I am seeing, because he's using his eyes. When I laugh and play with my puppy, I use 4 senses, said the little boy. I can see, hear, smell, and touch. Wow, let's have a look. So he can see the dog, he can hear the dog panting and barking, he can smell the dog, and maybe he can smell soap on his hands or his wash powder on his clothes, and he can touch. So he's touching the fur on the dog and giving him a hug while he plays. And when I bounce the ball, I use 3 senses. What 3 senses is the boy using? Let's have a look. So, if he's got a ball, how does he know he's got a ball? Because he uses his eyes. So he is seeing the ball. That's 1 sense. And it looks like he's playing with the ball. So when he bounces the ball, he is touching. So that's sense number 2. What could be the other sense that he's doing? I just thought when he bounces the ball and it goes boing, boing on the floor, maybe he can hear the ball is bouncing. So he sees, he touches, and he can hear the ball. Sometimes I use 1 sense more or less than another. But each sense is very important, said the little boy, because it makes me aware. To be aware, you need to see all there is to see. You need to hear all there is to hear. You need to smell all there is to smell. You need to taste all there is to taste. And lastly, you need to touch all there is to touch. So if you see everything, if you hear everything, if you smell everything, if you taste everything, and you touch everything, you are using your 5 senses every single day. That's how special they are. Wherever I go, said the little boy, whatever I do, every minute of the day, my senses are working because they make me aware. Let's have a look at the last picture. So the little boy is using all 5 senses in the picture. He can hear the dog, he can touch the teddy, he can see the book, he can smell the flower, and he can taste the juicy red apple. Okay, so that's the end of video number 1. Now it's time to join Teacher Joanne in the kitchen. Bye-bye.